Okay.
All right, thanks, bud. All right, thank you, Sebastian. All right, so I know I'm a little bit ahead of you guys. So once you're done tracing this first one, Nathan, trace it again on your second sheet of paper.
Okay, I did the first one.
Now trace it again on your second sheet of paper. And then
Okay.
Jose, when Sebastian is done with the tracer, go ahead and trace it on your second sheet of paper.
So I don't need to flip it or this or anything.
No, you don't need to flip it because it's symmetrical. Both halves are the same.
I can't wait.
Yeah, see when I fold it in half, both halves are the same. You didn't expect that, did you? You're like, what? Where did he come from? All right, put him back over there.
Wait, how are we gonna stuff him with?
Well, first things first, you need to trace him and then we're gonna cut him out. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. All right, so this is gonna take you guys a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting these out as well. So I'm not just sitting here, right? Let me get these cut out. Yeah.
No, not again. No.
There's a few spots in here where you have to go a little slow when you're working with your scissors so that you don't cut into the arms or legs.
Or else it'll be armless or legless.
But most of it's, you know, big curved sections. So he's not too tricky to cut out.
Okay, I finished him. Hooray.
You've got him cut out already?
No.
Oh, you've got him traced?
Drawing the second one.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, please. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I see the problem.
What's the problem? You got a problem? What's going on?
No, it's. Wait, let me fix that leg. Okay. The problem was that this I didn't very sharp and it very well, so some of the bits were not there.
Oh, you couldn't see some of your lines?
Mm-mm.
Gotcha.
I cut it now.
All right.
This time I can see this one comes down. No. Oh. Let me just do this one. Let me fix the first one because its foot disappeared.
You may have noticed that on one of your brown pieces of paper, there's a seam. Well, that's just because I used a paper bag, like from the grocery store. So we're gonna put this piece on the back of our Ewok. So we'll use the smooth piece for the front. And your two cutouts, even though they're the same shape and they're symmetrical, well, we're not, you know, robots. So in the cutting out process, our two shapes are going to be slightly different. So when we glue these two pieces together, they're not going to line up perfectly. So just keep that in mind. So you do want to do your very best job of cutting and following the line to minimize that effect, but it will still happen.
Did they use robots for the Ewoks?
That I don't know. They might have used puppets.
Puppets for doing
They
so.
use people. They
Okay.
use people.
Were they people for Ewoks?
Yeah. Yes.
You know, because the 1970s and 80s, puppets were a really big thing in movies.
That's a lot of small people.
You know what? I got to Google that because suddenly I'm too curious and I have to know if that's correct. I mean, probably. Why am I doubting you? Oh, I guess because I have to look things up for myself. Ewok. Were the Ewoks played by people? Yep, they were played by small adults. That is amazing. I love that.
There's so many circle bits. And I'm not good at circles.
Well, they're curved shapes. Yeah. Curves. Remember, I told you to hold your scissors still and turn your paper. It's much easier that way.
Well, each time I turn it, I need to stop and turn it, but then it turns into a hexagon each bit I cut.
Practice, practice, right? You'll get better and better over time.
No, oh no, I messed up. This foot.
Well, you know, we're going to be putting glue along the edges, so perhaps you'll be able to glue that away. We'll see.
Or can I just use the piece that I was supposed to do and glue it?
Yeah, you can. That's a good problem. That's a good solution to that problem. I'm trying to say good problem solving. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
What am I cutting?
So I've already pointed out that one of our shapes has this seam on it, and we're going to want that to be the back of our Ewok. So I'm gonna make sure that's the back. And then on the other sides of our cutouts, you're going to see some of the graphics from the grocery store on the insides. So once everyone has their two shapes cut out, I'm going to talk to you about the very specific way that we are going to be gluing these pieces together. This is going to be very specific. So once you're done with both of your cutouts, let me know. Jose, you're done, right?
Yeah, but Sebastian is still cutting his last one.
All right, good deal. And Nathan, you're still cutting?
I can just.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so boys, when you're done, I will move us on to the next step.
Okay, now I'm getting really confused. Because there's two outlines and I don't know which one is which.
Oh, you didn't do a thorough job of erasing?
First one, no.
Take your stencil and put it back over the top of what you've cut out and redraw the piece that's confusing.
Wait a second. You're not his foot. Get away. You're his foot, I think.
Oh my goodness. Nathan, what have you done? Did you cut his foot off?
No, it was just okay. I found his foot. Well, not exactly his
Okay,
foot.
okay, yeah, no, that
Did I
looks
just
good.
staple it?
No, you'll glue it. It'll be fine.
Okay, how am I supposed to glue it?
Well, we haven't gotten to the gluing yet.
Oh, I know how to glue it.
Okay.
Just need to cut the other one. Please tell me I'm not gonna lose his foot.
Okay, so you have cut out one of your tracers and you're working on the second one now?
Mm-hmm. I'm
Okay.
cutting the second one.
All right.
Please, where's the foot now? This Ewok is getting messed up. This time I think better.
So this is kind of where we're going with our Ewok, in case you're curious. This is sort of how he's going to look when we're all done. This other shape that we have right here, this is his hoodie. It's going to go on like that. Or don't, oh, I have it upside down like that. Okay. And then his big googly eyes will go here. And then
he looks silly now.
yeah, and then we're going to cut out some felt to make his nose. You guys might want to have your markers ready too, in case you would like to draw the mouth onto your Ewok. Now, listen. Now, sometimes when I'm going to use markers to draw facial features on something that I'm crafting or creating, I use a pencil first, because I can draw it with my pencil and erase it if I don't love it and redraw it and then go over it with your markers. So that is today's art tip. You want to keep that in mind. If you're really, feeling confident, of course, you can dive right in with your markers, but I do always suggest drawing it in, doing your first draft with a pencil.
Finally, I finished it.
Okay. Oh, boys, you finished at the same time. Now you're going to need quite a bit of glue for this project, because we're going to be gluing these two bears together, the two Ewoks together, but not entirely at first. Okay. So please don't get ahead of me and start gluing and being too clever, because there is something that you need to know about gluing these pieces together. Okay. But you are going to be using quite a bit of glue for this project. Now, I want to go over the sides of these two pieces of paper. So we have a clean side, which is the unmarked sides. And then we have a dirty side, which shows us the graphics from, the grocery bag.
Oh, this side has the pencil lines.
It doesn't matter. We're not worrying about pencil lines right now, Nathan. I'm talking to you about, please follow along. On the front of your Ewoks, there are no graphics from the grocery bag. On the backs of your Ewoks, there are graphics from your grocery bag. The graphic side is the dirty side. If you have printed imagery from the grocery bag, that's the dirty side. And today the dirty side will be the inside. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the two pieces, the two Ewok cutouts, one of them is smooth and the other has a seam. This is going to be important later, because the seam, the paper with the seam on it, we're going to want that to be the back of our Ewok, right? Because we don't want that seam, in the middle of our Ewok's face. So we'll come back to that again later. Now, we are going to glue these two pieces together, but we don't have to put glue on both pieces. We're just going to put glue on one piece. So put one of your Ewoks in front of you. This is the one that gets the glue. Absolutely no glue in the middle. No glue in the middle. We're going to be gluing only along the edges. We're painting a line of glue, but do not put glue on the top. So we want no glue on the tops of the ears, the tops of the head, or the tops of the other ear. We don't want to put glue on the top, because we need an opening to put the stuffing inside. So we're going to begin this together with our glue and our glue brush, and we're going to start in the middle of the left ear, and we're going to begin painting down. Now, so that you don't forget to not paint glue across the top, we're going to then move over to the right ear, the middle of the right ear, and we're going to paint some glue there as well. So that should help to remind you to stop right there. Now let's work our way down and around. Stay on the edge. Don't put glue in the middle. We're just painting the edges.
Miss Moss,
Ethan?
is it okay that they both don't match a little bit?
Well, I was talking about that earlier. Yeah, it would be impossible for them to match perfectly.
Oh, okay, good.
Right. So we're just doing our best and trying to enjoy ourselves, right?
And then hug him.
Yeah, he's going to be really cool
And snuggly.
and snuggly.
But I'm not gonna hug him a lot because I feel like he's gonna pop.
Well, yeah, you don't want to squish him too hard because he is just made of paper.
He's just a funeral that is made of paper.
Do you have to put glue between the legs?
You're going all around the edge. That is called the contour. The contour line is going to be painted with glue all around. Do not put any glue in the middle of the legs or in the middle of the body. We're following the outer edge, the contour.
Okay. Thank you. Uh-oh. I think I put the glue on the wrong one.
On the wrong one? You mean on the wrong side?
No, on the wrong.
It doesn't matter which cutout you put the glue on.
Oh, okay.
But the glue should be on the dirty side. Remember, the dirty side goes inside.
Oh, okay. Coincide.
It doesn't matter which cutout gets the glue because we're going to stick them together. They'll both have glue on them when we're done.
You're not supposed to open like that, Mr. Yuan.
Are you boys done gluing? Did everybody get the glue on there?
Yes.
Okay, and did you leave the top open? You didn't put glue all the way across the top, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take our other cutout. We want the dirty side facing down so that we're looking at the clean, smooth side, and we're gonna line it up with our other Ewok that already has glue on it. We're gonna line it up. Now, again, they're not gonna line up perfectly because we're not robots and our cutouts are not gonna be absolutely identical, but do your best to position them so that they line up, and then go ahead and press down all along the edge so that the two pieces glue together, okay?
Not a robot. Am I? If I was, I would say.
And when you're done, it's going to look like, just one Ewok, but we know that there's two because we left it open at the top. We're going to pause on this because we want the glue to dry a little bit before we try to stuff it. If we try to stuff it right now, we're just going to separate the seams and he's going to fall apart. So once we have him glued together and we've got the top still open, we're just going to set him aside and we're going to work on the other cutout. Now for this, you're going to need your orange foam sheet. Remember I said mine is blue because I ran out of orange, but yours is orange, your sheet of foam. And then you need this tracer right here.
I knew he was going to be the tracer of that.
And so we're going to be tracing this, but we have two sections to trace. We have the outer edge, the contour on the outside that we need to trace onto our foam sheet. It's really important that you're holding your tracer in place so that it doesn't slip and slide while you're going around it. So we have to trace that line, but we also have to trace this inner shape, the shape that is in the center, so that we can see our Ewok's face through his hoodie. So you're tracing the inside and outside, and it'll look like this when you're done.
Oh, wait for me. Ah. Oh, please tell me I got it right. Okay. How are we supposed to cut the middle?
We haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay. Done.
So Sebastian, go ahead and trace yours out. It looks like Jose is done.
No, I'm not done. Now I'm done.
Okay, cool. Sebastian, go ahead and trace your shape.
I'm doing that.
Miss Moss, tomorrow I think I'm going to show my baby Yoda. He's a little bit bigger.
You mean a toy that you have?
Mm-hmm. Stuffed animal.
All right, gotcha. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut out this shape. So we're going to follow along the outer line to get the hoodie shape cut out. Sebastian, where'd you go, bud?
I'm tracing on my other table because there's no space for trace on this one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so we're cutting it out, the outer shape. And Nathan has already said, hey, how are we going to cut out that inner shape? I'll show everybody once we have our hoodies cut out.
Mine isn't so hexagon because each time I cut it, it leaves a little
jagged edge, a little angular edge. Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out.
Well, when you're doing a lot of chopping, so you want to do smoother cuts with your scissors. It's
like slow cuts?
Slow for sure, but it's like a glide as you pull the scissors together rather than a karate chop.
I managed to cut the center.
When everybody has their hoodie cut out, I'll show you how we're going to do the center.
I already did it.
Okay, super. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our hoodie so that we can see the line, and we're just going to bend it. We're not folding it in half. Don't fold it in half. You'll end up with a line down the center. We're just going to pull the middle part together like this. Okay, inside of the face. And we're going to do a little snip with our scissors, just a little snip, so that when we let go, there's a cut in the middle. And this cut creates an opening for your scissors to get in here. And then you go bring your scissors out to the line, and then you can follow that line around. And then just go nice and slow, and you'll cut out that space for your Ewok's face.
I'm done.
All right, excellent.
Oh man, I'm still doing the hexagon thing.
Just do your best and go ahead and get that center piece cut out, okay, Nathan?
Wait, what am I worrying? We're not actually using the middle part that we're cutting. Okay, like this.
What's wrong?
No.
You okay, Sebastian?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
just talking to Jose.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's like that, Nathan.
Oh.
Now this piece kind of looks like an egg. The more narrow part is at the top and the wider part is at the bottom. And so if you bring over your Ewok, remember I told you this piece right here with the seam on it, guys, that's going to be the back, right? We're not going to glue this on just yet, but when you do glue it on, you want to be mindful that this piece is
Like
going on the
this?
front.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to look like that. Uh-huh. We're going to go ahead and stuff our Ewoks before we glue that on. So we're going to be gluing on the hoodie and the eyes. And then we're going to be making a little nose once we have all that glued together. But we're going to stuff him next. Now, I promise you there's more stuffing in here than you need. I just wanted to make sure everybody had enough. So just take a little clump of it.
Oh,
We have
no,
to
where's my skewer?
Nathan, we have to work with this in small bits, okay? In small bits. Because if we try to jam a big clump of it in there, it's not going to get down into these little pockets. And you know, it might not, even with your best effort, we might not be able to get it all the way down into the feet, but we're going to try.
This feels so cool.
And so you take just a little clump and you put it inside the opening at the top.
Is this a little clump?
That's a little clump, sure. And so you put a little bit inside of there. And then with your skewer, you want to begin to sort of push it down inside and then over so that it goes into one of the legs. If you try and can't get it to go down into that leg, don't sweat it. It's just, you know, it's a paper stuffy. His legs can be a little flat. But what I do want to caution you about is don't push so hard that you poke right through your two paper cutouts. You don't want to damage your seam or your edge that you've glued while you're trying to push this in here. So just be very gentle. And when you're ready to move on, you'll grab another piece of stuffing. Now, also, I want you to realize that there's not a lot of space in here because look, your glue is all along this edge, all along the bottom, all along this edge. There's a very small opening in here for the stuffing. It's not a big opening. That's why I was saying to use a small piece and that you might even not be able to get it to go all the way down, depending on how much glue is down there. But we're going to start by trying to get it as far down into our Ewok as possible. We'll put another piece of stuffing in there and we'll aim for the other leg next. Now, I'm pushing with the blunt end, not the pointy end. Because again, I'm not trying to poke a hole in my paper bag. I'm just trying to coerce that stuffing to move down into my shape.
Oh. Oops. Oh wait. I used to not to pointy end, but I came through this bit, but there was a gap.
Well, you can just glue that up later. If you do get any openings in your seam along the edges, you can glue those back. Once you have the legs done, keep adding stuffing. And this time you're going to aim for the arms. So I've got a little piece of stuffing in there and I'm going to scoot it over to the side.
How did I get it right there?
And I'm trying to get this piece to go towards the arm.
Oh, need to glue this bit. Oh no. Oh no.
We're not doing any gluing right now, Nathan. Right now you're just trying to get all the stuffing inside.
Wait, my arm broke apart a little bit. by opening.
Yeah, glue that after you finish stuffing it, okay?
Okay.
Go back and do the repairs once we're done with this step.
Okay. How did stuffing get over there? This is kind of cool and hard, and I'm not even finished.
Well, it's a new thing, right? So you maybe probably haven't done this before. And so when we do new things, they can be challenging. Okay, so now once you have both arms done, then you're going to start putting some stuffing in the center. Now, we don't want to overstuff him. If you've ever been to Build-A-Bear, you know that you don't want to overstuff your stuffy.
Nobody likes Build-A-Bear. Overstuff a stuffy.
And then as we approach the top, we're going to have to stop. Now, we're not going to be able to get stuffing into the ears probably. If you could try a small little piece, because the ears are wide open, right? We haven't glued those together yet. So those will be hard to stuff. But you could try putting a little piece there. And so you don't want to come all the way to the top because we still need to put glue along the edge, right? So that this thing will close. We don't want our Ewok's head popped open, right? We're going to have to glue that shut once we're done.
I'm still doing it.
So that is it for the stuffing. And then, like we were saying, if you have any spots where it pops open, once you're done with the stuffing, you can go back and repair those spots because we're going to be gluing the top closed. And as we do that, you can glue any other places that have come undone. When you're done with your stuffing, let me know, okay?
Oh, I'm done with my stuffing.
I'm done.
Oh, you boys are done? Okay, good deal.
No, not.
I have this little edge right here where the backside of my bear. Oh, which one is the backside? That one. Oh, this is the backside.
Ewok?
This is the back. Yeah, I'm calling him a bear though, because he looks like a bear. But yeah, we all know he's an Ewok, right? So this is the backside. This line right here reminds me that that's the backside. So I'm going to make sure that I turn him over and that I don't forget and then start gluing the face on the wrong side. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this top closed. So we're going to do just what we did when we glued the two pieces together, but this time we have to go inside and put that glue along the edge of the, only on one side of the shape. And I'm going to come all the way across the top. If you get a little bit of glue on the stuffing, that's okay. But you do want to keep the stuffing on the inside and then go to the other ear as well.
I'm still doing it.
And then you want to push down. Now for this, you want to probably apply some pressure for about 10 seconds to give that glue a chance to grab a hold, because it's going to be working against that stuffing that's going to want to push it back open. So once you have that glued, just hold it down and count to 10 or 20 to make sure that that glue grabs on. You already have yours glued together, Sebastian?
I'm still doing it.
Oh, okay. Your screen is, oh, there you go. You were frozen for a minute. It looked like you were done. Now, if your seam does keep popping open like mine, it's probably because I've got too much stuffing. So I'm actually going to take out a little bit of stuffing here at the top because my seam is not holding. It tells me that there's too much pressure pushing against these pieces of paper. I overstuffed my Ewok.
It's okay, that's His legs are flat.
Yeah, we've already discussed that, right? That the legs might end up not getting stuffing in them because,
So like
um,
this. So this isn't the
yeah,
front.
that's what that means. No stuffing in them.
Okay, I'm still doing it. I just have trouble getting it in the legs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying as we were stuffing it, that it could be too difficult to get the stuffing all the way down there. So I was more successful with one of my legs than the other. This one, I got the stuffing down into the leg, but not the foot because the whole foot is glued shut, right? Because the bottom of the whole foot is the edge of the Ewok. On this one, I got it down a little further, but I didn't want to pop him open, so I didn't go as far.
Uh, it's in there. Okay, the stuff over there.
All right, so Jose and Sebastian, are you guys all done?
Yeah.
All right, so Nathan, I need you to pick up the pace just a little bit.
Okay, it's just that the stuffing is fighting the stick. The arm. It's also okay that the arm is also flat.
Yes, it is okay.
I just want to get a little bit of stuffing. Whoa.
All right, Jose and Sebastian, the next step is to glue on the hoodie. Okay.
Okay.
But we don't want to put glue all over everything, right? Because that'll make it a mess. So, make sure that you're putting the glue on the messy side of your hoodie. So if you have pencil lines from when you did the tracing, that's the messy or the dirty side. And that's the side that you want to put the glue on. For some reason, there's printing on one side of my hoodie, my foam sheet. So that's going to be the back side for mine. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the sides. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue up here on the forehead and a little bit of glue down here where the chin is going to go. And that is enough. That is enough to hold this on here. So then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to hold it down on the sides. And I'm going to push down on the forehead and the chin.
Hey, can I go wash my hands?
Of course.
Is Sebastian frozen?
He might be on your screen. He's not frozen on mine.
Oh, good thing you're not frozen.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you're not frozen too.
Oh, okay. Wait, so he's not frozen on your screen?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. I'm almost done. Hello.
Hey, Jose.
Nice. Come on, Stephanie. Come on. I'm almost done. I did every bit.
Yeah, that looks great. I would say that you are done because if you put any more stuffing in the top, it's not going to want to seal shut.
I'm going to put some stuffing in the ears.
I would recommend that you don't do that. I tried it and I couldn't get mine to glue shut.
You tried it before?
I tried it just now.
Oh.
And I had to take the stuffing back out.
Okay, let me do it now.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do, guys, if you already have your hoodie glued on there, we're going to put the big googly eyes on next. And so the only thing you need to think about when you're placing the googly eyes is that you leave room for the nose and the mouth that you're going to make. Okay. So I'm placing my googly eyes a bit toward the top. That way I have some more space. So the glue goes on the googly eye and then onto your Ewok.
That was a close one.
Now, when I was drawing out the Ewok, when I was creating the project, I thought that a very narrow oval made a really cute nose, but you're welcome to cut whatever shape you want into this felt. There's not a tracer for it because, you know, it would be really difficult to trace a shape onto a piece of felt. So for this, you're just going to have to use your scissors and think about the shape that you're making while you're cutting. Do your best job. And you can do an oval, you can do a circle, you can do a square, a rectangle, you can do a triangle. You can make the nose whatever shape that you like. I'm going to go with a very narrow, a very narrow oval.
Uh-oh, I have too much fluff.
And then I recommend that you, once you have the shape that you think you like, you know, put it in place and say, oh, do I like that? For me, it's a no. I don't love it. It looks like a caterpillar. So I'm going to trim it even smaller. I'm going to make it even smaller.
Do you like a pillar? Aw. Looks cute, we'll say. Thank you. You're welcome.
Can I draw a face with my pencil?
You can do that. Yeah, you can use your pencil or your markers.
Let me, Miss Mars, I'm a little bit behind.
I know that, honey. I know that. But remember, I have to keep us on schedule. So I have to keep right on going, and hopefully you're paying attention and seeing what the next steps are.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of fluff.
I mean, I know it's not rocket science, right? Obviously, you know that you have to glue these pieces on. So I don't expect you to get, you know, confused.
The fluff is on me. Get off. Ew. Ew.
Okay, so I just have to glue, draw on the mouth. And remember, I was saying, you know, it's a good idea to use your pencil first to draw that shape. You don't want your pencil to poke through your paper. So when you're drawing, press lightly. Now your markers are not pressure sensitive, right? So you don't have to press hard with the marker to get a marker to show up.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephant, four elephant, five elephant, six elephant, seven.
Now there's only one other material that comes with this project, and that is your skewer. So it was your tool, but now you could glue it onto your Ewok if you wanted to, and it could become his spear, because you know how they carry around their spears for protection. And so your skewer now becomes a spear. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down his arm because that's where I want his spear to go, right there.
Miss Mars, I keep going this bit, but it keeps opening.
You've got too much stuffing, honey. If it keeps popping open, there are two things that you need to concern yourself with. Number one, do you have enough glue? Number two, do you have too much stuffing? And
I think
you took
it's
a
number
you took a really long time stuffing your Ewok, and I'm certain that you've got too much in there.
It wasn't me taking it so long. I was trying to push it to the legs. That's what took so long.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's good now. I hope so. Love, get away from the glue.
All right. Sebastian, how's it going over in your place?
Good.
Are you done with him or are you still working on him?
I just need this to color the mouth with draw the mouth with the marker, and I'm gonna put the spear.
Okay, wonderful. That sounds great. And Jose, how's it going over there?
I'm done.
You're done. Okay. And then Nathan, you're still working on getting your bear glued together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, did it open up a little bit? No. Okay. Bit more. Smash. Come on, bear. Wait, no, stop opening. Stop. I think I need to put something heavy on it. Well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But be careful that whatever you put on it isn't going to get glued to it, right? Another thing that you could use, I don't know if you guys have any clothespins, wooden clothespins, you could clip those on.
Okay. Well, I don't have any.
I was going to say you probably don't have any. I mean, I have them because I have like every arts and crafts material. I'm sorry I didn't give you any. I didn't think about that as being an issue.
Yeah. But I have
some. But I like your idea of setting something heavy on it. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna stop fixing it, so I want to catch up.
Well, that's great. We are going to be moving on here in just a few minutes to our Boba Fett painting. So we're going to be doing that. And Nathan, this might be something that you're going to need to finish up, after camp or later today. I don't know what you have going on after camp, but maybe later today, this is something you could come back to.
It might be later today because.
All right. Do you have any questions about the steps? Okay, I see you're getting the hoodie glued on there. I mean, I'm pretty sure the steps are pretty self-evident, but do you have any questions about them?
No.
Okay.
I'm close to running out of glue.
I gave you double the amount of glue this time, so you should have enough to get through camp.
I only have 2 packs left.
Okay, well then you're only a little over halfway through, and we only have one more day. So, mathematically speaking, I think you're going to be just fine.
Wait, tomorrow's the last day?
Yes.
Yeah. It went so fast.
Right? I know. They always do. They always go so fast. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share. Jose, let's see your Ewok. Oh, you guys are frozen on my screen. Oh, there we go. Let me see, Jose.
My Ewok is evil.
Let me see. Oh my goodness. He is evil.
I don't see anything.
All right. You used different googly eyes.
No, this is the googly eyes that came with it.
I don't think so.
Yes. Because look.
I gave you guys small googly eyes. Oh, my bad.
On big googly eyes.
I must have changed my mind somewhere along the way. I still had the big googly eyes in my pack. But he looks great. I love that you made an angry one. That's hilarious. All right, let
Okay.
me see. Sebastian, are you ready?
The spear wasn't staying glued, so I decided to kind of fold his hand so he can hold it.
Oh, dude, I love it. That looks great. That's clever. All right, very good. And then you still have to glue the top of your Ewok, right? So you can go, yeah, you, you're like,
It's not good, and I didn't put a lot of stuffing.
I know you feel like you didn't put a lot in there, but I mean, it's paper. And so we use a real small amount. So
Seriously.
even though it seems like this is not a lot, it's still going to be probably too much if it won't shut at the top. And so use Nathan's idea. Once you're done, maybe sit a book or something on it to try to hold those pieces together, or take some stuffing out. Either way, or do both, right? Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to our Boba Fett painting. So we want to get out our painting materials. We need rinse water. We need our paint rag, our 2 paint brushes, our canvas, and we need our Boba Fett paint set. So excuse me a minute while I get my things.
Okay.
Hello guys, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play.
Ta-da.
Oh, he's so cute. I love it. Great job, Nathan.
I'm trying to think if that's maybe it's his tongue or he's just talking.
Maybe he's talking, right?
Oh,
I like
look,
that idea.
it's sealed up.
Excellent.
Just put a eraser on it. Eraser.
Your eraser did it. That was enough weight. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need our canvas and we want it turned in portrait orientation so that it's tall in front of us. We need our 2 paint brushes. We need our paint rag. We need our rinse water either in a cup or in a bowl.
Put all the trash on the floor.
Okay, it's Boba Fett.
And then we need our Boba Fett paint kit. We have 3 shades of green, 3 different values of green. This lightest color, you have 2 of those, 2 paint pods of the lightest green. That's because that is going to be your background color.
The
So
green
we
is
have-
gonna be.
Well,
the
there's Nathan, there's 3 greens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of them, the one that has 2 paint pods,
Watch out.
that's your background color.
Okay, where's my big paintbrush? Okay.
What's the background color? We were putting all the trash on the floor.
Oh, that's okay. You're getting cleaned up. No worries.
We don't have any more space.
Okay. So in your paint kits, one of your greens, you have 2 of them, right? Is that your lightest green?
I have 4 greens.
No, in your paint kit, there are 3 shades of green. One of the shades, this one, you have 2 of it.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Okay. The color that you have two of, that's your background color. And it should be the lightest green. So that's the color that we're going to be painting the entire canvas. I believe it's your lightest green. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it your lightest green?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, so excellent. So let's go ahead and get started then, coloring the background. And remember, we're turned in portrait orientation. We've got our canvas tall in front of us.
Miss Moss, maybe you're right. Maybe we can do Chewy.
Maybe it's doubtful. I don't think we're going to get to Chewy today. So you know how I'm recording today so that Savannah can have the directions to these projects. Anything that we don't get to by the end of camp, I will make an instructional video and send you guys the link. That way I won't be there with you, but you can still complete all of your projects. Okay.
Oh, Miss Moss, each time you send the video link, I never did that project.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. That makes me a little sad. But that's on you, right? Because I'm sending you the link. You just have to watch the video and do the project. Or not. That's your option.
It's kind of funny because I was thinking I would say hi, Miss Moss, but then I realized it's just a video.
Oh yeah, right. I agree. It's definitely more fun when we can talk to each other in a live session, but I don't want us to. I know I rush you a little bit already, because we all have to stay on the same pace, but I don't want to rush you too much. And so I'll just make a video for you.
Okay. It can't be a live one because.
Well, and also, I was like, I think 4 projects is good. I don't want anybody feeling like, oh, they didn't get enough stuff for camp. So it's always hard to know if projects are going to go fast or if they're going to go slow, because some people take longer with some things and other people take longer with other things. And because we're a group, we have to have like a pace that suits the majority of us.
Like, can I stretch out the blob so it like dries faster?
Yes, please do. If you have any blobs, yeah, smooth them out. My canvas is smooth as butter. I'm going to hold it so you can see. I have 0 blobs on my canvas. You can see you can see that light reflecting on there. It is just a smooth, even coat of paint.
For me, same thing about.
Now, also, I know painting your edges is optional, but if you are one of those artists like me and you want this to look really clean and finished, paint your edges too. When you're done, rinse out your big brush, and then we'll move on when everyone's ready. Oh, bless you.
Someone sneezed?
Oh, I thought so. Maybe it was just someone making a noise. Thought it was a sneeze.
Is it okay that there's a little hole right here?
Is it okay with you?
Well, it doesn't look like it's gonna do anything.
Well, what would it do?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's a hole, and you get to decide if you're okay with it or if you're not okay with it. It's your artwork.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Does this look smooth?
It does look smooth. It looks very good.
Does this look smooth?
Yeah, boys. Those look great. Good job.
Yes, I defeated the hole.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on the Boba Fett helmet. So that we're just like with our Stormtrooper, we're doing only the helmet, right? So we're gonna be working with some very basic geometric shapes as we go. Now we're gonna do something a little different today. We're going to be coming back at the end. Possibly, I think we're going to do this. I think we're going to come back at the end and paint an outline around our shapes. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started with the top shape. That's the top of his helmet. Think about the R2D2 that we made yesterday, that silver half dome shape. That's the shape that we're making. The top of his helmet is like a half dome. But he has this little antenna on his helmet that goes up above that. So we want to leave a little bit of room at the top for that antenna. So we don't want our half dome to start way at the top. We want to come down a few inches off the top of our canvas. All right. And we're going to be working with that middle green, the one in the middle, not the light green that's our background and not the dark green, but the middle green, this one right here, and our small brush.
You mean the olive green?
And so we're going to come down a few inches from the top and we're going to find the center from left to right, and we're going to put a dot there. This is where we're going to start that half dome shape. Now, we don't want this shape to come down any further than the middle of our canvas because the bottom half of the helmet is a bit longer than the top half because this dot tells us where the top of the helmet is. The extra space is for the antenna, but the bottom part of the helmet is longer. So we need the bottom half of our canvas for that. So I'm looking for the middle of my canvas from top to bottom. Where's the middle from top to bottom? And I'm feeling like it's right about here. And that's where I'm putting that dot. That's where I want the bottom of this dome shape to be. Okay, now I want to know where the sides of this helmet are going to fall. So this is going to be a line. So I'm going to follow along, shoot, 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 and I'm scooting over here, chugga, 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 and I'm going to put a little dot. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Scooting, 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 chug, chug, chug over here to this side. About the same amount of space on either side. That's where I want that dot. So it's gonna look like a triangle, but our shape won't be a triangle. Our shape is gonna be a half dome. So we're gonna connect these 3 dots in a line.
Is it okay that the line isn't straight?
Well, make the line straight even if they don't quite touch all the dots. You want a straight line.
No. Yeah, that's green. Is that green?
Yeah, it's the middle green.
Middle green. That's actually a lot of green.
Okay, now we're going to paint a curved line. So we're going to go from this end where the dot was, and we're going to paint a curved line that curves up to this dot. So it's a curved line. I'm curving up.
And we do on the other side.
It's easier to paint a long curved line in two sections. So I've curved up to the top, and now I'm going to curve down to the other side.
For some reason, I think it's better making a half circle than making it on clay. Because it was hard for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, now he kind of looks like R2D2. Well, an R2 unit.
All right, we're going to rinse our brush out. And we're going to switch over. We might not do that black outline. I think we're going to be just fine without it. We're going to switch over to brown.
No, this is not brown.
Now, underneath the bottom of this half circle, we're going to paint a narrow rectangle. So I'm going to come over here to this edge and I'm going to come down with a short vertical line. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Underneath a short vertical line, I'm lining up the brown line with the green line. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect on the bottom by making a long horizontal line that goes all the way across end to end.
Okay. It's not Kylo Ren.
And then
But
we're going to go to the top and we're going to paint a long vertical line that goes across side to side. And you don't want to leave a space between here. If your brown overlaps your green just a little bit, that's fine, because these shapes are going to get filled in, but we don't want any background color showing between them.
Okay.
No, that's Kylo Ren. Is that what you were asking?
Mm-hmm.
That's Kylo Ren's.
Ray.
That's Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then Kylo Ren is holding it.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to find the center of this brown rectangle. It's right about here. And we're going to go down to the bottom of our canvas, not the very bottom. We like to leave a little trim, a little edge. So come up about a ½ inch and line up with this dot and put another dot right there. That's going to be the bottom of the helmet. And so right here, we're going to paint a horizontal line that's about as long as these vertical lines. It's about this length right here. So we're just guesstimating. So we want that dot in the middle of this line, right about there like that. Now we're going to do some big curved lines next. These curved lines are going to start at the corners of the rectangle. The bottom left and the bottom right corners are where these two curved lines start. They're going to curve from the top down to the bottom, and they're going to attach to the ends of this short little brown line. So I'll show you the one on the right first. I'm going to go to this bottom corner and I'm going to paint a curved line that comes down and touches the end of this short horizontal line.
Now it's starting. I see what is starting to form like.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see it too.
And then we'll do the same thing over here. Grab this corner, curve a line down to the edge of this short line.
Okay, now he kind of looks silly. No, wait, I see the Boba Fett.
Yeah, I see. It's like the outlines of the face of the helmet.
Now rinse your brush out.
Have you seen the new series about
Rinse your brush out, guys. We're gonna use the darkest green next. We're moving on to the darkest green.
The olive green, or is it? It's not
the darkest green.
Okay. So we used the middle green. Now it's the darkest green.
Now, with the darkest green, we're going to be adding some shapes over here on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these shapes, they're going to line up with the outer edges, but they don't line up at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to start down here at the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a diagonal line that goes from here, from the bottom, and it's going to go across, but it needs to line up with the edge. So I'm using my hand as a guide. I'm like, okay, here's a diagonal line from the bottom and it's going across. And now here's the side of the helmet. I want this dot to go right where those two lines meet, right there.
I can see the Boba Fett.
And so we'll paint these two lines now. Let's go from here to here.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh man, he really does look like Boba Fett.
And
now.
then let's attach this dot all the way up here to this brown line.
It looks so 3D. Well, for this bit.
Okay, so we've got to do the same thing on the other side. So we start with this diagonal line. We use our hand as a guide, and you want the angle to be the same. So we're not angling way up like this or way down like this. We want these two lines to be the same. So angle your hand there and then line it up with the edge of your mask and put a dot there. And then we'll connect those spaces together. And again, this is not going to be perfect, right? Because we're just humans using our eyes and guesstimating shapes, space. Now, inside of these two triangular shapes that we just created, there is a curve. There's a curve inside of each of these. The curve is not like a half circle, it's more like a half oval. And so with your dark green, you're going to come in here and you're going to put a curve. But I want to sort of measure it with dots. So I'm going to come along this line and I'm going to put a dot right about there. And I'm going to recreate that distance on this side. And then I'm going to go to the top and say, well, right about here, I think is a good spot for the top of that curved line. And then I can paint this in two curves. And I'll do the same thing over here. Now my shapes, they might not be identical. They might not be, they might not look the same size, right? But I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to put a little dot and a little dot, and then I'm going to think, oh, well, where did I put the top one? Right about there. And I'm just going to paint these curves. Now, at this point, we're going to pause on the outlining and we're going to start filling some shapes in. Now, you have two brushes, but some of these shapes are going to need the small brush and some are going to need the big brush. These small shapes down here at the bottom, we're not going to fill them in with the dark green. The dark green goes here on the outside of that shape. So this space right here is your dark green. And I'm using my small brush because this space has got some narrow parts to it. And so the small brush will work best for that. And we'll do both of them.
Okay. I
And then
think I'm gonna
and then
double
rinse your
coat.
and then rinse your small brush out when you're done. Now, the top part, I'm going to use my big brush for that. And remember, we used our middle green for that. That is a big shape. You can come right in here and fill that in. Now, these pieces
Meeting
right,
is being recorded.
these pieces right here are also dark green. Oh no, wait. Yeah. Medium green. These pieces right here are also medium green.
Middle green?
Yeah, medium, middle, they both mean the same thing. So if I say medium or middle, I mean the middle green, not the dark green, not the light green, the one in the middle, the medium one. We're going to use our small brush and fill these shapes in with that medium middle green.
Medium / middle green. He really does look like Boba Fett.
Well, of course he does.
I think I'm gonna double coat all of it when it dries. Or maybe I just double coat the ones I really need to double coat.
Well, as always, that is your prerogative. If you find that it needs double coated, of course, just wait for that first coat to dry and then get in there and add a second layer.
Let me guess. The middle part, this long rectangle part is black and the bottom part is brown.
No, not actually, no. So what we're going to do next is we're going to be sure your big brush is rinsed out because we're going to be using the big brush and the brown paint. And these two shapes are going to become one. We're going to fill in this narrow rectangle and this strange looking trapezoid brown. So this is all brown.
Dun, 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 dun. No, wait. He's not Darth Vader.
All right, now we are going to add some black. I'm going to use my big brush for this. So rather than drawing outlines, I'm just going to use the wide part of my big brush. So if I turn my big brush one way, it's narrow, but if I turn it the other way, it's wide. So I'm going to be painting with the wide edge of it. And I'm going to paint a black stripe that goes from one side of this rectangle to the other side. I'm not trying to paint away the brown. I'm just adding a black stripe. If you hold your paintbrush up to this brown rectangle and it covers up all the brown, then don't use your big brush because you will cover up all the brown. So what all we're trying to do is add a black stripe that goes through the middle like this.
Oh.
And if you have to use your small brush to paint this stripe, then do that. But
Yeah,
I can do it with my big brush.
no. And then dun, 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 dun.
Sebastian and Jose, how are you doing?
Good.
All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add one more black stripe, and it's gonna go from the middle of this long black stripe, and it's gonna go vertically down to the middle of this brown line. Again, I can use my big brush because my brown is wider than my brush. And it might be smart to start at the bottom so you can line it up and then paint up towards the middle of this line.
It looks like a T.
All right, and then we just have one more piece to add, and it's the antenna. So his antenna is on the left side. However, I mean, if you don't have enough room on the left, but you have room on the right, put it wherever it will fit best. I mean, I think that's the best way to go with that. So we're going to use our small brush for this. And what we're going to do first is we're going to paint a narrow rectangle for the bottom of the antenna. And this rectangle is going to start right here outside of the helmet at the top of this brown line. So it starts right there. And it's going to come down here into this space here, into this green space, but on the outside of the helmet. So I'm just going to put a dot right there. So that's how long this rectangle is going to be, but it's not going to be very wide. So I'm going to show you, it'll be about this wide right here like that. So we're just going to paint this as a narrow rectangle. And
we're going to fill it in black.
And we're going to fill it in black.
Oh, okay. Looks cool.
Awesome. All right. So, sounds like you're happy with what you're doing. I love that. Oops, I just made that a little sloppy. Ruh-roh.
Oh, right here for Boba Fett. It's dark brown right there, but in the outside that half egg thing.
Are you asking me a question? I'm not sure what you're saying.
Is it dark green?
This part right here is dark green.
Okay.
These three parts are middle green, and then the background is your light green.
Okay, I got confused.
Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to draw a vertical line that comes from here, from the middle of this rectangle. It's a thin line. It comes up above his helmet. And you want to leave some room at the tippy top to paint a shape. So come on up with it. Thin lines can be a little tricky, especially when you're having to re-dip your brush into your paint. So just do your best job. Like me, I'm just doing my best job. It's a little wonky, but I'm okay with it. And then at the top, you're going to paint a vertical line, a horizontal line that comes towards the helmet like this.
Oh, I know that bit. That's where he's going to shoot his missile. Where he aims at its target.
And then from this end right here, you're going to do a short vertical line. Now the next line is a diagonal. So we're going to go from here to here as a diagonal line like that. And then fill that shape in black.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that says miss. That's where he aims to shoot his missile. That's what the antenna's for.
All
Yeah.
right, awesome. Okay, now if this, if I were you and this was your painting, I would suggest, a second coat of the dark green, right? The brown and the black and the top of the dome look pretty good, but this part down here on my canvas is a little thin and probably could use a second layer. And that is because we used our small brush for that. So our small brush tends to leave things a little bit streaky, whereas our big brush tends to give us a smoother coverage. So, if you feel like you want to get in there and second coat those sections, once they dry, that's up to you. Feel free to do that. But that's how you know when something needs a second coat, if it looks streaky. So you can now tell the difference from one coat to two coats, what a difference it will make. But obviously we don't have time to do that together during camp. That's just something that you will want to spend time on your own if you feel like that's something you want to do. So who would like to share their Boba Fett painting? Let's check them out, Sebastian. Let's see. Sebastian, let's see. Oh, dude, that looks amazing. I love it. Brilliant. Good job. All right, Jose, would you like to share your Boba Fett? Oops, scooted over. Oh, super job. Way to go, guys.
I think it was easy.
Excellent work. All right, Nathan, very nice. Wow.
That looks very good.
You guys did such an amazing job.
Thank
Looks
you.
so good. You're welcome. Excellent.
I was just writing the date.
All right.
on them.
So listen, we have completely run out of time for today. So tomorrow, what are we going to do tomorrow? So tomorrow we're going to do
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca for sure.
X-Wing,
then-
pilot, X-Wing.
Yoda ears.
So tomorrow we're going to do Chewbacca for sure. And we're going to do our X-Wing fighter for sure. And so then we also have to do the X-Wing pilot. So he can ride in there. And I think we're going to do BB-8. So those are my 4 top choices for tomorrow. And then so that leaves the Yoda ears, the Jawa, and the Porg as videos. So I guess I made these projects too long this time. So you might end up having
What's a pork?
3 videos to watch. What's a Porg? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yes.
You guys, thanks for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
Ooh, nice shirt.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.